My name is Mary Onaife Debbie. It's a Monday morning. Go make the money. Money making Mondays. The time is just 3 minutes past 7, and this is the front page review where I give you headlines from different Nigerian newspapers, and then we get to talk about the hot stories, the issues in the news. If you're a regular, you already know our analyst of the program, Rufai Oseni and Obed Awede. They'll be joining later on the program after I give you the headlines to analyze the top stories. The phone lines will be open as always so that you can call in, send in your WhatsApp messages and your comments on YouTube. To begin this morning, we'll start with the Punch newspaper. Opening evacuate to prevent death. Federal government states one flood-prone communities. Cameroon Dam opening. Evacuate to prevent death. Federal government states one flood-prone communities. That's the first headline here in the Punch newspaper. Now, serving debt with 90% revenue path to destruction, says Tinubu. Cash shortage, bank borrowing from CBN hits 12 trillion naira. Military insider might have leaked information to bandits slaying corporal's brother. Oil theft, Navy vowed to arrest fleeing owners of abandoned vessel. Atiku questions Tinubu's academic record. That's in the Punch newspaper. And still in the Punch this morning, tell positive stories about Nigeria. Envoy tells citizens. Culture minister can't be persecuted, senior lawyer. And now to the Daily Trust newspaper. Tinubu, I won't sustain failed theory of servicing debt with scarce revenue. And APC leaders, some people believe Tinubu achieved what Awolowo could not. Tinubu education, Nigerians should be as confused as I am, says Atiku. And also here, flood sweeps away 2 children in Anambra. That story, it's in Daily Trust newspaper. That's a very sad story with the pictures of the flood in Anambra. Now, and also here in the Daily Trust, Castina, rising bandits attack a worry residents. Now, the writer to that story says villagers forced to work on bandits' farms. A couple children among the latest victims. Governor Radak outlines measures to arrest the situation. Massive flood looms in state as Cameroon plans to open dam. As they hear in the Daily Trust, 33 days after adopted Benue doctor regains freedom. And the writer says NMA suspends indefinite strike. Now to the Guardian newspaper this morning, federal government estimates reduce unemployment on paper amidst almost 10 million jobs deficit. Now, the writer says data gathering must consider local peculiarities. Kale insists, adding it's irrational for unemployment to drop from 33.3 to 4.1% with GDP growth of 1.9%. Reforms adversely affecting economic growth, says Yusuf. Social impact of economic reform are devastating. That's a writer to this headline here that says that federal government estimates reduce unemployment on paper amid a 10 million jobs deficit. Stay here in the Guardian newspaper. Atiku asked Tinubu to come clean on academic feat ingenuity. Now, the writer says president has 2 Chicago varsity certificates signed by different persons, says lawyer. Nigeria still losing 400,000 barrels of crude oil daily, says Ribadu. And reps warns against politicizing demand for release of Nnamdi Kanu. And the writer says as SNMR Speaker Abbas to take punitive action against Agucha. That story is in the Guardian newspaper. And also NANS to shut down Akure over death of a FUTA 500 level student. Now, the writer says demand suspension of FUTA's healthcare director. Armed men kill 86-year-old farmer in Jos. Now to the Vanguard newspaper this morning, government effort failing as food import rise 122 deficit hit 4.9 trillion naira. Let's move Nigeria forward. A partner for national building, Tinubu Elumelu. Stories in the Vanguard newspaper, and also here in the Vanguard, parents fought admission process into Unity colleges. Wike frowns at congratulatory billboard advertorial in his honor. Now to the Nation's newspaper this morning. My loyalty to Obaseki remains intact, Shuaibu declares. And youth corps members eligible for ministerial appointment, Musawa fires critics. Federal government grants ex-EFCC boss Bauer access to lawyers, family members. Tax reform boosts 10.01 trillion naira revenue collection, says FIRS. And here also in the Sun newspaper, and I take you to the Sun newspaper this morning, we have Ohaneze ask Tinubu to free Kanu. And the writer says rules out plans to honor past heroes. And that's the headline from the Sun newspaper. Let's look at this day newspaper for some headlines. Now we have here that Team Nigeria returning from World Athletics Championships empty-handed. Story there, you get the article here on this day newspaper. Presidency sources, due process followed in NNPC's $3 billion Africa's bank loan. Godwin Obaseki, our politics must work for the next generation. And these are your headlines this morning from all of these newspapers. I just gave you 7 newspapers. Now we'll look at the top stories here making the rounds as I connect with Rufai Oseni. I have Rufai on the line with me. Good morning to you, sir.
Bless you, Marga. How are you? Bless everybody. God bless all of you. The night of our quest for descending presidents to please do the needful and explain more as regards money sent in the accounts of people. Talk to me, Mary. Bless you.
Great. Now, the first story here is about the massive flood that is looming in Nigeria as Cameroon set to open dam. Now, they've sent in warning that they're about to open their dams, and government and states that will be affected should please start evacuating their citizens. That this is not a matter of trying to wait, that they should start evacuating them as soon as possible. But we know that this happened last year and many people lost their lives. So they are about to open the dam again. My question is, why is it that our government hasn't done anything yet? It means maybe a Kanta dam that could accommodate the water from Benue, the Benue River. But the same this year now they're giving another warning, which is I don't know if our governors will have the time to evacuate everybody and create IDP camps for these people.
The truth is pure and simple, because we are not serious as a nation, and that's just it. Our government doesn't show a great level of seriousness. You can see the damage the flood caused last year. To today, some communities in the other parts of the country are still reeling from the effect of that flooding. But till today, we've not done anything to ameliorate it. Even the farmers that lost crop and everything, what did they do for them? So I'm happy now that we are announcing this. We are going to see the response of these people, of our leaders, when these things happen. And these are part of the incompetence we keep calling out every day. Since last year, nothing was done. Probably if something was done, maybe in small amounts. So when you look at it, these are the things we keep saying. So when we say that we see a great level of incompetence across board, people say, oh, you castigate them too much, don't talk and everything. No, we have to keep saying things the way they are. It just shows that we lack competence. By now, we should be creating buffers. By now, we should be prepared. By now, we should be doing as much as possible. Because we remember the effect of that flooding last year. We remember how it even cut supply to Abuja that they to. We remember the east-west roads. Are all those roads, have we been able to buffer all of them now, expecting all of this that is going to happen? We remember what happened to the Bayelsa communities. Have we been able to bring succor back to those communities? The answer is a capital No. So, like they play. Let's keep watching.
We hope they have something very, because this is an emergency and lives are involved. So this is not a joke at all. We hope something is done as soon as possible. Now to another story here. I think let's talk about the president. Yes, was it yesterday that he spoke? And he gave an interesting speech. He says, I won't sustain faith theory of servicing debt with scarce revenue. Now, he declared that he would not sustain failed economic theory that sees to the wastage of 90% of its scarce revenue. I know you listened to all he said. I'd like to get your take on from the speech and what you think about all of that.
Okay, so let me reply specifically to this talk about sustaining debts with revenue and economic theory. I really sure because see, yes, truth has to be said. We are in a big debt conundrum as we speak in our country, and you can't deny that. We're using it to sustain this debt. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. I can.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
We are using about large amounts of revenue to be able to sustain this debt. Why are we doing that? And he was speaking at the NBN conference yesterday. Why are we doing that? We are doing that because we have debt on ground. And we don't have enough revenue. We're not making enough revenue. Pure and simple. And see, if you don't pay up the interest on your debt, then definitely it will accumulate and you have a debt default. Pure and simple. So let's not deceive ourselves. So what you should do pretty much is be able to show that how revenue.
For that, we're having a bit of network disconnection here, but as soon as I get the connection back, we will continue the conversation from where he stopped.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think I can hear you now. I can hear you now. Go ahead.
So when you look at it, that's the basic analogy to it. So, but when you say, oh, that economic theory is flawed, the question we should ask is who will now pay those debts for you? Take, for example, I'll give you an instance, Mary.
Yeah.
There are some Euro bonds that are going to mature in the next couple of years, and they are coming, and they are obligations, and you have to pay them. Who's going to pay them for you? So that's why we say fiscal economic management. If you don't want to be surmounted by a lot of debts, then don't go and collect the gbese in the first place now. So take, for instance, if he says that, look at the case of NMPs now. We have gone to collect another 3 billion.
Yes.
With crude as shorty. When the time of that money starts to come through, or when you have to pay back in good, are you going to say, I'm not going to pay back your debt? So the reason why we owe debts in the first place is because what we even invest the debt in is not yielding good returns. We invest debts in paying salaries and doing all sorts. And that's why I keep asking the question, all the money CBN printed for Buhari, what did he use it for? Those are the big questions we should ask ourselves. What did he use it for? So please, when people start to say economic theory and all of that, let's be realistic and let's be practical. That's it, pure and simple. You can't owe gbese without paying them. If you owe gbese and you don't pay gbese, you become an international pariah. And you know how they treat debtors on the streets of Lagos. They will call you out. You owe me gbese. Is that what you want? And when they call you out now, no country want to lend you. Already, we can't go to the Euro bond market again because we've leveraged so much that our cost of borrowing is high. So that's just the full clarification, no? Please. I'm putting it in proper context.
Yeah, thank you for putting it in that context, because a lot of conversation around the speech and what that statement meant. Now, another news here that's been making the round, it's concerning the culture minister. She said that she can't be. She said she can't be prosecuted because she has not gone against the Constitution. Even senior lawyers are backing her up. She says she's a core member. She's serving right now because she wants to serve. But NYSC has called her out that you can't be serving and also taking a ministerial position. So there's been two sides to this argument. I would like to know your take on all of this happening to the minister. I think she should be over 50. And I know you can't, NYSC, you can't serve when you're 30, or 30 and above.
No.
Okay.
That's not what it says.
Okay.
The NYSC law says that as long as you finish school before the age of 30, you can serve anytime. I mean, when I served, I had a lot of agbalagbas. You know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
Agbalagbi, way older people. They were already way over that age of 30. But they had finished school, before that time, before the age of 30. So if you finish school within that age of 30, you could serve anytime. It's when you finish school after the age of 30 that you go and get an exemption.
Okay. When you finished after the age of 30.
Age of 30.
But if you finish before 30
and
come back when you're 40, 50 to serve, you can serve.
I'll give you an instance. I had a very good friend of mine that finished school way before the age of 30. He was already a lecturer in a university abroad when he came back to serve in Nigeria. He was already a PhD holder. A lecturer. In fact, he was already getting close to the position of a senior lecturer. But he knew he was going to transit back to Nigeria and he just wanted to do it and get it done with. And he came back to serve. So that's it. But the bone of contention here is a case of morality. And also, according to the law, there's no requirement that you must have NYSC before you are a minister. If you go and check what the law says, the law says equivalent of what you need to be able to run for the office of House of Reps or Assembly. And when you check that, I think it's pretty much lower or around the qualification that you will need to run for president in this country. So there's nothing that says in the law that you must run your NYSC to be minister. But secondly, is the morality of it. One, that a minister is serving in NYSC and also keeping a serving minister job. Secondly, did she hitherto make any declaration so that it doesn't be like the, what is it called, case? The Adeosun's case. And you see, some of this clarity I'm throwing now is because of the Adeosun's case. And I particularly followed that case.
Yeah.
That's why I started knowing all these insights. So, and in the Adeosun's case, it was that the NYSC certificate she presented was not the correct thing. All right? There are also other people with NYSC conundrum. So, if she's just serving, she did not violate the law. But the morality of it is always going to hang around her. That the fact she's doing two jobs at the same time. She's collecting money as a minister, and then she's collecting our dear Alawi.
Yeah.
Our dear Alawi, which is a very big conundrum. In a sane society, in the interest of morality and public decency, people should always take the moral ground. But Nigeria is not a sane society. Pure and simple. And that's why you're having all of this conundrum. And let me tell you, this conundrum will go back and forth. People will constantly point out what should be done. But the truth is, it is incumbent on the president's decision. If the president doesn't feel ashamed enough, she will not go. But it's a huge breach of trust. Because when you were doing your screen and making your declaration, it was also incumbent, since you were going to hold a public office, to make every declaration possible and also tell the world that you were doing your NYSC.
Okay, go ahead.
It was a little iffy, and that's why we keep saying scrutinize these people very well. You can now see that they were too hasty in the house to say take a bow, and that's why things like this could not be brought to the fore. So it just speaks volumes about Nigeria. Nigeria is in a sad place as a country.
Yeah, it does.
And it's sad how our nation has become. That's why people don't take it seriously.
I heard the argument that she was not, she was appointed. So it's not an employment per se. She was appointed. So she can also be serving, and also that she was appointed. That's the argument I kept hearing when I listened to some analysts on television, that she's an appointment. So and you can be serving and also be appointed by the president to serve.
Really? So I think maybe at this point, if you say it was an appointed, then I could pick up a government appointment and I'll still be working on VOP and arise. Does it make sense?
It does.
Does it make sense at all?
It does.
So people that are making that argument is very flawed. Does it make sense at all? Does it make sense at all? Does it make sense at all? So maybe let's start. Maybe since she was appointed, any other serving minister, when they resume in government job in the morning, they should also go to their work in the afternoon. Does this speak well? How do you make, how people that make that argument, how do they make the taxpayers feel? The taxpayers that are paying them, how do you make them feel? You see, sometimes we make arguments that falls flat on its feet, and you know how the argument has formed.
Yeah, that for sure falls flat. Now, before I let you go, just an update on Niger. ECOWAS demands a shorter transition period from the junta.
Very good. I like what they're doing, because I don't trust those military junta people, and if you give them that 3 years, they'll abide by it. I don't trust them. We have seen these scripts, just like Assimi Goita played his own. It's a way to entrench themselves in power, mobilize the people, and automatically push themselves on. So I don't trust that.
I think they've told the France ambassador to evacuate their country. I think even the German ambassador and also American ambassador to evacuate their country.
That's the sad reality. So all of this is just to be able to clamp themselves in power. Pure and simple.
Thank you, Rufai. Thank you, Rufai Oseni. We need to go pay some bills now.
Bless you, my Mary. Bless you.
Thank you. Do enjoy the rest of your day.
Bless you,
So we'll go pay some bills and I'll be back to open the phone lines. Keep it here. This is the Voice of the People, 90.3 FM.
Are you looking for the perfect getaway?
Look no further than the luxurious accommodations at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, Lagos, number 42, Muritala Muhammad International Airport Road, Lagos.
Relax and unwind in a beautifully appointed rooms featuring all the amenities you need for a comfortable stay.
Whether you're traveling for business or pleasure, our attentive staff is here to ensure that your everyday need is met. We also offer complimentary pick-up and drop-off from the Lagos airport.
Take advantage of our state-of-the-art fitness center, outdoor pool, and enjoy a delicious meal at our on-site restaurant.
With stunning views, world-class service, and a prime location, Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, Lagos is the perfect choice for your next vacation or business trip.
So, why wait? Book your stay today and experience ultimate in comfort and luxury at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel.
For bookings and reservations, please call 0815-8003-333 or 0815-7003-333. You can visit our website at airportgoldentuliphotel.com.
Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, where luxury meets comfort. The award-winning pizza in the US is now here in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Romeo, the pizza champions, and cold berry ice cream, delight in every scoop. Visit any of our outlets and feel the rich taste from the pizza champions and cold berry ice cream at 11 Road by First Avenue, Festac Town, 28 at Denira Ogunsanya Street, Surulere, 13 Admiralty Way, Lekki Phase 1. Romeo's Pizza and cold berry ice cream. Romeo, the pizza champions. Are you aware that Iruka Online Limited installed and designed a 100,000 capacity church building? Oh yeah, we are the sole distributors of global leading brands all over the world, such as Wafday Light Array, speakers and digital amplifiers, Preseno's digital mixers and studio equipment, Coswell workstations and keyboards, Fender guitars, Mapex drums, Ashdown bass combos, just to mention but a few. We offer flexible payment plan handled by our financial department with 24/7 customer care support system. You can visit our website on www.iruka.com to avoid buying fake products. You can also visit our showroom at number 36 Lagos International Airport Road beside Golden Tulip Hotel. Iruka, never settle for less.
You are listening to the number one station, the Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Do not touch that dial.
This is the Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. I have Obed Awede on the line with me. Good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Mary.
Happy Monday.
Well, thank God it's Monday, it's a day of work. We should be thanking God for work.
Okay, great. Now, before we go talk about the Cameroon Dam, let's look at oil theft now in the Niger Delta, because the money that we're losing there, the oil theft, is still very alarming. In the papers this morning, The Punch, it says that oil theft, a Navy vowed to arrest fleeing owners of abandoned vessel. And I remember watching in the news, I think last week, of a particular vessel that was burnt by the Navy, and the owner said, I presented all my papers and I was not doing anything illegally, and my vessel was burnt. I remember one of the news that spoke on that issue. I'd like to know your take on this news, because it's still affecting us seriously. And it's been said here that Nigeria is still losing 400,000 barrels of crude oil daily, says Ribadu.
Yeah, don't worry about it, sir. Don't worry about it. But you see, the oil theft problem will not get a solution until to protect people. I said when they burnt those vessels, I think a lot of people said, even the Falana son, that why do you go out of the that evidence, of an instrument or this in a vehicle that are being used to steal crude. Now, they bought that vessel. Suddenly, somebody has come from the shadows to say, "Look, this is my vessel. It has papers. It has everything, and the rest of them." There is actually what actually looks like a conspiracy between all those in the security architecture, both the public owned, the military, and the private ones, and then those stealing oil. Because it is very difficult to understand how you steal so much oil, 400,000 barrels of crude every day, and not one person has been arraigned. Not one. All they've been doing is arrest the vessel, burn it, and then go all out to say we have caught a vessel, we burnt it. Now we are winning the war. But the truth of the matter is that if you do not prosecute people, you don't send a message. You can't win any war. So what Ribadu and the rest are saying, and the rest of about more thefts going on, and they that are going to go all out to fight. It is not the fight. There should be intelligence. They should know who is stealing a quarter of 400,000 barrels of crude per day. It's not those boys doing this. It's not those guys doing modular. All this bush refineries in the creeks. No, it's not them. People stealing them are people within the system. That enable it. It's difficult for you to actually go into a pipe without having collaboration from those at the control point, because the pressure drops. Experts have come all out. They have mentioned all these things. So it's very clear that you can get people within certain time to say, look, you were the person at the station, you were the person at the instrumentation point, you were the person here, and then you can begin to unravel this. But they're not interested in unraveling it because it's a big scam. It's a big industry. They all make money from it. They just come to the press to give us the thing has shut up down. Look at it, it's gone by 100,000 barrels. We are winning the war. And then later they tell us, oh, it has dropped to 400,000 barrels. We are losing the war, but we are fighting it. So it's about the government being committed to punishing crime and getting those big, thieves out and prosecuting them for the theft. If they don't do that, we'll continue all these defeats that we do on, that we do every day. Lying to ourselves that we have a problem that we are trying to solve when in fact they are doing nothing substantial to address the root cause of the problem.
Which we can see in the news that one Mr. Joseph something is being caught and is prosecuted, and we see it, and the person is sentenced. That would have been so
exactly.
good. But I don't think. Have you heard? Exactly. Have you seen? I have never seen that. This...
As a matter of fact, there was somebody who told me. I covered the whole industry separately. I was energy reporter of the year, 97-98. I covered the whole of those areas very, very well. There was somebody who told me sometime last year that said most of these governors, right from 2000, from 1999, that actually ruled those states, actually invested in the oil bunkering business. A lot of them invested in oil bunkering business. It was so easy. They actually empowered all these guys who before were thugs, people like Tom Polo and the rest of them, empowered them, give them guns, and arm them for election duty and other things to the freaks. So they are the people that have been doing this over time in collaboration with people in the oil industry and those security forces. So if the government really wants to attack this, they should attack it. But you see, when you have a government that is some of the same characters who are doing in the looting business are the ones still ruling, definitely you won't have change. Only stories.
The question is, can the turkey vote for Christmas?
That's the problem.
The turkey cannot vote for Christmas. That's why we're seeing back and forth on this issue.
Yes, of course.
Now, before I let you go, I'd like you to speak on the recurring effect of the Lagdo Dam, the release on life and properties of Nigerians in communities. It's something of concern. Now, Cameroon has said they are going to release the dam, and you know what that means. And we are not. I don't think we're ready.
No, we're not ready. And the other thing is that we had about a year to actually do even the basic things. What are the basic things to do? Well, there are actually two components which we have done. At the point that Cameroon built the Lagdo Dam, there was a meeting because all of them are part of this Niger Commission. So you have that the Niger Republic is there, Cameroon is there, all of them to make sure that they actually manage the waterways, the rivers. Now, at that point, Nigeria was also agreed to also build its own dam on this side, so that it becomes a buffer. As soon as they release it on the Cameroonian side, we can hold it for a while and dispense it gradually so that we will not have floods. But what happened? We didn't do that. Buhari took over, and then from one thing to the other. That is the long-term permanent solution. Now, the immediate one, which everybody discussed at the point that we had the flood last year, was dredging the rivers. And we've already had the benefit of a full year to dredge the River Niger and the River Benue and I think tributaries right from this, our Nigerian end down to the Niger, because a lot of the rivers are already filtered. There's debris, there's sand, mud in them. So the idea is that they cannot take so much volume of water. That was not done. Now we are at the point where they will not wait for us. They will make sure that they don't have problems there in their own side. So they will release it, and then what will we hear? Oh, we are going to do something. We are going to do something. So it's actually a failure of governance over the past 1 year. Even at this point, we are still talking about those who had problems from the flood, who have still not been compensated.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. So there's 1 full year after, we are going to get the same problem without something concrete inside. I was thinking that by now we've had this report. We should have the Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation, UTSEF. We should have the Minister of Water and the rest of them set up a team to say, look, what can we do? If we cannot address this, what can we do to even mitigate it and make sure that over time we we can have a permanent solution. So that's what we should be discussing.
We are in a very serious. I don't want to call it problem. We're in a very serious challenge here. Thank you very much.
It's about management, Yeah. Thanks a lot.
We'll be speaking with Obed Awede. He's the chairman, editorial board, Politics Now newspaper. Enjoy your Monday, sir.
Yes, same here.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Now the phone lines are open. You can call in now. The number is 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call and join the conversation. You can send in a WhatsApp message also 0700 903 9039. Hello, good morning.
Hello, very good morning.
Mr. Ben from Iba. Good morning to you, sir.
Yes. I know it's Monday.
Yes. Yes.
I'm trying to say that make the money.
Go make the money. Oh.
I claim it in Jesus' name. Today will be good and be fair.
Yeah.
Let us see what I used to say before. We are not suffering because of the removal of fresh subsidy. Instead, I support the removal of fresh subsidy. And Mr. President, I will remove it. And with the quality. Look at now what is happening now. We are suffering because of inexperience of Tinubu, incompetence, inefficiency of our President Tinubu. Can you imagine? They say 400,000 barrels of crude oil is being stolen on daily basis. Check out how many barrels of crude oil Nigeria needs to sustain us. Okay, what are they assume now that these 400,000 barrels they take on daily basis? They give us as palliative. Do you think that we'll be suffering fuel hike like this? The removal of resources, shall we be suffering it again? And especially check the people intending into their posts, so they are the cabals, people who have ruled Nigeria because leaders. That's Friday the was naming them, and we thought that he was talking nonsense. Even international countries, they were mentioned, like the US, UK, they were involved in all this, and the government did nothing. And what this Tampolo is doing now is when he catches this vessel, he set it at place because he said that at night, when they want to charge them to court, at night, they will go and they remove the whole oil from the vessel and pump water inside. So when the court will send their delegates to come and bring the evidence, they will see water, and the federal government will lose the case. And when the federal government, they will pay heavily for damages they have caused to all those companies. And that is what we are suffering. It is about millions of barrels of thousands of barrels of oil we are losing on daily basis. So it's not only this one. We are suffering for nothing. We cannot rule this nation. I'm telling you the truth. Look at this flood we are talking about. You made mention of a counter dam that can take it. What have they done? And what is Tinubu doing concerning it? Nothing. Look at the 500 billion he's giving people. 500 billion, what few Nigerians are getting 1 acre of rice. Why can't he spend that money now and dredge River Niger, dredge River Benue, dredge on the river in the Niger Delta so that they can take the pressure? And then what another country did, when another country pollutes in their country, we are dying here in Nigeria. Come on, Cameroon, small Cameroon, that's not up to Lagos. When they pollute in their country, we are dying here. 220 million population. It is too bad.
Thank you, Mr. Ben.
It is too bad.
Thank you, Mr. Ben. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Ben. Have a great day. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call in and let's talk this morning. You could also send in your messages. I'm going to be taking them shortly, but let's take a few more calls. 0700 903 903 903. Hello. Hello. Yeah, hello, good morning.
Good morning, Sister Mary.
Good morning to you, sir. What's your name and location?
This is Bro Ike Solo.
Okay, Bro Ike, welcome. Go ahead.
What I'm saying on the side of the minister that was appointed and she's having another post before. You see, it seems the president is looking at it as if there is no any other capable hand in Nigeria. That is why you see some people, some ministers, they give them 2 posts. It's unfair. And I assume that minister is having 2 minds because of the stay of the president. Maybe tomorrow the president can be pushed down
so that he can remain or she can remain at the former post. That is why that she refused. That is why they are handling that. He is serious in to take the two posts. Maybe when the other one fell, then he will still go back to the former one.
It's NYSC. She's serving. He's serving as a core member. It's not a post per se. She's doing an NYSC.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Let's see. Let's go ahead and see what will happen.
Okay.
Now, on the side of the dam, you see, we are being brought low. That I know that before Nigeria is supplying Cameroon tomato, but today Cameroon is now ahead of Nigeria. They are now supplying Nigeria tomato. You see, if Nigeria cannot be able to at least get good one refinery, is it the dam that they are able to do?
Thank you.
The state has overgrown that there is nothing again. Our leaders, they are only in position of money.
Thank you, Mr. Ike. Thank you so much for calling.
Okay.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, thank you, Brother Ike. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call in and let's talk. Hello, good morning.
Mary, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir. What's your name and location? Oh, great. Go ahead.
So, when our president, make him mention his classmates. Like me now, for many years, I finished my school. I know all my classmates. So, make him mention. So, I make that free. That's my own.
Thank you.
And the policy where they talk, I don't know where the thing will reach me. I say, Nigeria, the one who like Guzman, the former vice president, you carry this thing. Say for the people so that make it exist. That's my connection. Bye bye.
Yeah, thank you very much for your contribution. Hello, good morning.
Meticulous Mary.
Mr. Darlington from Iyanokpaja City.
Oh my dear, God will bless you. God bless you.
Thank you.
How was the weekend?
It was good. It was very good.
You're welcome, man.
Yeah.
Now, Mary, that NYSC issue, I have an issue. The law is defective, and that is where the problem is. They are deliberate on when you should graduate before 30, before you can serve. But it didn't say the limit of the time for which you can go for service. That is the issue here. You can graduate before 30. And you go and serve. Then if you graduate after 30, you are not supposed to go and serve. You're supposed to go and get exemption.
Yeah.
But they are telling you now that the law says, listen very well, though.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've looked at section 147 and section 106. Very, very contradictory. This is where I have issues with those drafting our laws at all levels. They commit a lot of blunder that will keep us in problem. That is the truth. Before we can prosecute that lady, we should look at the laws. That is one. Mary, how do you define a dictator in the making? The first thing a dictator does is to kill the press. Dictators, they don't like the press. That is the first enemy they have. This issue of banning some newspaper and news TV houses from Aso Rock, a whole 26 of them, what was the reason? Please tell me, what was the reason? You are not the one that sent them there. It is their management that sent them to cover Aso Rock because that's the seat of government. Why would you? And then you choose those who will give you good image. Is that what government is all about? No, Mary, answer me. Is that what government is all about? Those who will report fake news from us, or those who will give it to good image, those who will tell us all the good things, and then throw away the bad ones, while Nigeria is getting rotten every day. Is that what he wants?
Thank you.
You can see that the dictatorship is being made here. Nobody will pay attention now. Nobody.
Thank you.
Finally, Mary, let me ask you. When Rubado took up the NYSC position, is he not supposed to coordinate all the security agencies and then take action? Is it there not to be telling us how many crude oil are being stolen every day? Is that what we appointed him to come and be doing for us?
Thank you, Mr. Darlington.
He cannot identify the people stealing this oil. Look at it. The same thing they told us in Buhari, they started again.
Thank you.
The 400,000 stolen every day. And the NSC is telling you that.
Thank you, Mr. Thank you, Mr.
Tomorrow
Darlington.
they come and tell you we don't have any money. Who are the people stealing this oil? Am I the one?
Thank you, Mr. Darlington. Thank you very much for your contribution. Let's take another call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mary.
Yeah, good morning to you. What's your name?
I love the waiting game. Neka is my name from Ejibu.
Good.
I love the waiting game because I'm enjoying Darlington.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Emeka. Go ahead.
Yeah. Our problem in the government is inconsistency. And we have started again. Anyway, I'm not surprised because Tinubu told us he's going to continue from where Buhari stopped. When he made that statement, I questioned it. I said, what is it good? What is the good about the Buhari's government that Tinubu want to continue with? What are the good policies? Is it disrespect to the rule of law? Is it keeping quiet while Nigerians are dying? Is it keeping the eyes right when the nation is burning? Buhari did that for 8 years. We complained and they said we are haters. At a point, they called us whalers. Then at the twilight end of his government, they now begin to discredit him because they want to take over. If everything we are going to do, we continue like this without calling Buhari to question, in fact, I don't see this government going anywhere. They will not go anywhere. It's not a cause.
Thank you.
Buhari must be brought to book. Let us know how he managed Nigeria to this standpoint, before bringing in this man through a fraudulent election. Thank you and have a nice day.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Emeka. It's a fraudulent election. Why don't we wait? I think the tribunal has said that on the 16th they are going to give verdict on the election. So let's wait, then we'll get to talk about it, Mr. Emeka. Let's take some WhatsApp messages. We have quite a number, so I might not take any call again. I won't take any calls until we finish these messages. We have in YouTube, WhatsApp. Okay. Leo from Lagos says, good morning, Mary. We need to take bold steps to build the nation. Tinubu, and will Tinubu take bold steps to say he won the 25th February presidential election on grounds of free, fair, and credible, and let Tinubu know that the nation, cannot build if the right is not being done. Okay. Thank you. I don't really get your message, but thank you for sending it all the same. Okay, we have Chijoke. Your message is quite long, so I'll just take the first paragraph. Envoy and those in government should do positive things, then citizens will tell the good story. Tinubu shouldn't panic if his Chicago University certificate and any other documents are genuine. All eyes on judiciary indeed. Cameroon to release their dam and Nigeria is in panic mode again. Till when will those who said they are in government come up with solutions? Because we can't stop Cameroon from saving their people. Asking people to relocate every time is no solution at all. Chijoke, thank you for your message. I have to stop there. We have Frank Onero from USA says, Nigerian government will be deceiving themselves when they manipulate unemployment rate to 4.1% from over 33%. Government at all levels more vigorously revamp the productive manufacturing and quality service sector to curb unemployment. Mr. Frank, thank you for your message. We have Benjamin from Shogula says, good morning, Mary. Cameroon have once again issued a warning of releasing water from their dam to Nigeria. The federal and state government of Nigeria should act fast now to avert the rate of disaster we recorded last year. They have a lot of money from fuel subsidy removal to relocate the people they need to, and also to find lasting solution to the flooding in our country now. Mr. Benjamin, thank you for your message. Ayotek from Arena Market, Prince Ayotek from Arena Market said, good morning, Mary, VOP radio station. It's Monday, go make the money. Yes, we don't have rule of law in this country called Nigeria. Courts have discharged and acquitted Mazin Abdi Kanu, but the DSS still detain him. Why? He is a freedom fighter. Let them release him. Prince Ayotek, thank you for that. Chika Bende from Trade Fair says, situation of things now in the country. If something urgent is not done, Nigeria may not survive the kind of social vice that are born out of it. And the president is there chasing shadows in Niger. Thank God that prominent people in the north have joined their voices, warning him for the consequence. Thank you for that, your message. Okay, we have Babeji from Oshodi. I think you'll be my last message here. I say, good morning, Mary and Rufai. Thanks to God for another day. You see, my dear Mary, tribalism, nepotism, ethnicity, religiosity, selfishness, and the reasons why Nigeria will never work nor move forward. Igbos are better managers. Let's include them more in Nigerian government if we want Nigeria to grow and prosper economically. Stop borrowing and sharing system of governance. Thank you, Babeji from Mushodi. Thank you for the message. My time here is up. Well, let me go to YouTube. I have Olaika Valenhart saying good morning. Good morning to you. Boy Johnson, I'll say good morning. Good morning to you. Kenny P. Good morning. Good morning. And Tracy Jacopin said Nigeria is a lawless country. Nothing works. Very bad. Thank you for your message. Ima Ose. Thank you for your message. Said this caller, you're right. Okay, thank you for all your messages and your contributions. Thank you so much for being part of the program. I'll be here again tomorrow, same time from 7 to 8. My name is Mary Onaife Edebi. You can find me on Instagram at Mary Media. MERRY. That's the Mary, then Media. Coming up next at 8 o'clock is Ogen Digbo. An interesting program. You don't want to miss it. Keep it here. This is the Voice of the People, 90.3 FM.
Are you looking for the perfect getaway?
Look no further than the luxurious accommodations at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, Lagos, number 42, Muritala Muhammad International Airport Road, Lagos.
Relax and unwind in a beautifully appointed rooms featuring all the amenities you need for a comfortable